degenerate into something full. We just got tired.
Def Rebel, I've got a bone to pick with you. What are we doing here? Why do you insist on creating straight up garbage? Alright, let me collect myself here. For those of you who don't know, Def Rebel is WWE's current in-house music producer. So they're associated with themes for superstars as well as themes for PLEs, perhaps even games, maybe, I'm not sure. They do it all. Oh, and also, they suck. Like, don't get me wrong, music is subjective, right, and up for interpretation. But Def Rebel doesn't produce music. They produce audible abominations. I implore you guys to do this because I had to. Listen to a couple Def Rebel songs. Listen to a lot of Def Rebel songs. Listen to them all side by side and see how many of them use between 3 and 5 of the exact same rhythms. Now, of course, the songs are all mixed and mastered in their own little unique ways to change them up a bit. And trust me, I don't claim to be a music expert of any kind, but you don't have to be a music expert to hear clear as day that they're almost the exact same. Please listen to these songs and tell me how many times you hear it. It's insane. So I was curious, right? I did a little digging into Def Rebel and I actually discovered what I think might be the reason that everything they produce is bad. All right, you with me? You with me on this? All right, so Def Rebel doesn't exist. It's actually a pseudonym for the DJ DTP music group. Now, this is important for a reason I'll get back to later. So DJ DTP is headed up by this man, Doug Davis, son of music industry icon Clive Davis, and also a renowned industry entertainment lawyer. So yeah, he's a nepo baby lawyer. He's basically got the worst combination of traits a human can have. But more than that, who actually makes the music that we're subjected to every week? Well, for that, we have two men to thank. I introduce to you Ali D. Theodore and Anthony Mirabella III, also known as Bella Bethria Tony. We're going to go with Tony. We're going to call him Tony. D is an incredibly accomplished musician in his own right, whose career started in hip-hop, even producing for people like Eric B. and Rakim and Mary J. Blige. And since 2002 has built an extensive catalogue of film and TV music contributions. And is even the third highest grossing executive music producer in film of all time. Which is a pretty crazy feat, I gotta give him that. For Tony here, it's a similar story. That there was a lot less to dig up on him for his past, but his most recent noteworthy contributions include music for both the Super Mario Bros. Film and Into the Spider-Verse. Now look, the Mario movie is cool and all, but if any of you have seen the Spider-Verse movies, you'd know they get music right over there. So clearly these two know a thing or two about making a half-decent song, even if it's not the most artsy. So why is 80%, being generous, of what they produce for WWE the worst music on the planet? Well, I'll tell you why. Remember how I told you Def Rebel is actually just a pseudonym? Well, I did a little further digging into the deal between DJ DTP and WWE, and what I was able to find was that Def Rebel is a trademark owned not by them, but by WWE, and everything released under that name belongs entirely to them. Now, this alone would dilute the quality of production, as the company producing the music has absolutely zero rights to it, and they've already been paid regardless of quality. But there's also a good old bit of corporate bureaucracy at play. I know, everybody's favorite subject. But after having a look at a lot of Def Rebel's listed credits, you realize there's pretty much always a couple extra names thrown in there. Some of those extra credits are singers and rappers that collaborated with them on those specific projects, but the rest are actually some of DJ DTP's attorneys. Because while being a music production company, they also work as a legal firm specializing within the music industry. And you think they would have been able to negotiate a better deal. So yeah, I don't know about you, but I really wouldn't be producing my best work if I both, 1, didn't own it, and 2, had to credit a group of attorneys every time I produced a new track. I don't see these attorneys in FL Studio. I don't think these attorneys are at home grinding Ableton. So basically, I managed to come to the conclusion that Def Rebel, or DJ DTP, is the most artless company in music. I mean, they are a legal firm that makes pop music movie soundtracks, and they credit the lawyers on every song. Of course they're garbage. You can't make up a more dystopian company than that. It's legitimately a wonder that any of their themes end up being good. And look, the other side to this is that the WWE seems to want to keep all their rights to their music. And in this case, it's a bit of a you get what you paid for situation. They want those super low royalty rates, and I guess they're just going to get lower quality music. And there has been a severe dip in quality since the days of Jim Johnson, since the days of even CFO Money. Hell, even when they were around, people were complaining. We didn't know it could get much worse. So CFO Money, if you're seeing this, we're sorry. Alright, that's enough from me, y'all. Like if you liked, sub if you like what we're doing here, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.